So, you've probably already heard that Zoink finally beat Nullscapes after over 90,000 attempts, and that's crazy when you realize that his tidal wave verification was only 50k attempts, which means he nearly beat Tidal Wave, Avernus, and Cosmos with less attempts than his Nullscapes completion. That just sounds stupid. But anyways, so with Zoink verifying this level, I want to make an updated review of my Nullscapes review, just talking about the level in a bit more detail and just giving my overall thoughts on the level. So anyways, before I even start the review, if you somehow don't know what Nullscapes is, how? I mean, it's a projected top 5 to 10 Extreme Demon that's only got robot timings and is the sequel to the Extreme Demon Shardscapes. And now, keep in mind that that 5 to 10 placement on the Demon list could be very off. It's what Zoink said, but with Zoink saying he had a massive skill issue, I believe this level could be well below maybe just top 20, or it could be well above this and it's like a top 3, top 1 Extreme Demon. But we really don't know yet, and we'll only know once the level's actually placed on the list. So, before I get into reviewing the actual level, I do want to quickly go over the click between frames drama with this level, because I really don't want this drama affecting my review on the level itself. So quickly, if you don't know, Nullscapes has a CBF blocker. If you don't know what that is, it basically makes it impossible to beat a level if you're using click between frames. Now, I've been seeing a couple recently verified levels doing this. It's becoming kind of a trend. And a lot of levels are getting a lot of hate for doing it, and I personally really just don't agree with using these CBF blockers. Because you're actively just making your level less fun for a whole bunch of players, and even if you do consider click between frames hacking, I understand people have different opinions, but I still think it's wrong, as like, you don't see levels trying to add a no-clip blocker, a speed hack blockers, so why should the CBF blocker be accepted? If anything, it's worse than having like a no-clip blocker, because you can beat levels with CBF and your list record will be accepted on the list. So really, I can't just see in any way why having these blockers is a good idea. It's just making your level less fun. But yeah, I just wanted to get my opinion of that out the way, because I don't want this affecting my review of the level itself. This is just a little feature that has been gaining a bit of controversy that I want to talk about. So let's get into actually reviewing Nullscapes. So first off, I love how unique the level is. Recently, a lot of levels that are in the top 50, or even the whole Demon list, have been using very unique gameplay, and I am all for it. Nullscapes only uses robot gameplay, and now, if this was a platformer, it would be the most generic level ever. But as a classic level, we don't really ever see robot being the main gameplay, or just game mode. Never mind the only game mode in the entire level. The only level I think that's really used the robot a decent amount, besides, Shardscapes, which is the previous level in the Nullscape series, or the prequel, is Lotus Flower, and that is by far just not anywhere close to Nullscape's difficulty range, so yeah, I am all for this. Also, the level uses very simplistic block design and small structuring, with, if you've noticed, all the structures only being about 1 block tall and connected to very small lines, and I think it really helps the level. Yeah, it stops the level from being able to have 10 out of 10 decoration, but what it does do is make it so your focus of attention is on the backgrounds of the level, the beautiful backgrounds, may I add, and not any of the other parts of the level, which I'm going to talk about now. The background, that is. Because in my opinion, the backgrounds are the best looking parts of the level by far, and I don't think that's really a controversial opinion. And these backgrounds were definitely the parts that took the most time to make, because they are by far the most detailed parts of the level. Since the structuring is so liminal, we get to see the entirety of these backgrounds, and every part, from this one with black sharp objects, an impressive looking beam, to the mountain backgrounds in the beginning, they all just look so stunning, while also being very slick and just really boost the atmosphere of this level. It just makes them look so fluid. It just looks so smooth. This level is like the definition of smooth to me. Also, another funny detail in the level, starts out as Shardscapes, the prequel to this level, and in the first couple seconds, that is. And then we see a text pop up at the end that says "Get out of my head," and then it switches back to Nullscapes. I think this is a great way to reference past levels in a level series, and it's also just a great way to use the extra song feature, or the edit song feature that 2.2 released. And like I say with every single review I make, honestly, on a good level, this gives the level personality, and it gives something to remember this level for, which I think is a very big plus, and really, it's why I think Nullscapes is a decent level. It's very memorable. Out of the 2 new top 20s that have been verified recently, that being Kosetsu and obviously this level Nullscapes, I think Kosetsu is the better level, but I do believe Nullscapes is way more memorable and is just a lot less generic than Kosetsu. Now I also do want to point out some small things, like these spinning orb decorations that make this cool 3D effect. I think it's a very unique form of orb deco. Orb deco can be very bland, this is definitely not that. And I also like the 2.2 uses in this level, as it does what I love, and it just makes the 2.2 effects very small, not very noticeable, but they definitely enhance the level, which is, I love when levels do that. Honestly, this level doesn't really do anything wrong. I think it's perfect for what it's trying to do. But since the actual structures, game, and like design this whole level is pretty simple, I think that's what stops it from being a really good level rather than just a good level. Because besides from the backgrounds, there isn't really much going on with the level. Not that that's a bad thing, I just think it stops it from being this like really masterpiece of a level. As for the gameplay, can't really speak on it now because the level just got verified. But as we see people beat this level and eventually their records get accepted on the list, we will find out how good the gameplay is for just opinions. But as for my actual rating on Nullscapes, I'm gonna give this level a 7 out of 10. Really, it doesn't do anything wrong, and the level's very memorable, but it being pretty basic is what's stopping it from being an 8 out of 10 or higher. As past 8 out of 10, I consider some of the best levels we have as Extreme Demons in GD, and I don't think Nullscapes is that high in terms of quality, but don't get me wrong, I think this is a really good level, and I think it is the best that this level could do for what it was going for. Anyways, that's all for my review. I'm sorry I haven't posted in a while. That is my bad. I've been pretty busy. I've been hosting tournaments. I've been doing stuff. But I'll try and post more now. And anyways, yeah. Peace.